Welcome to Chok Muay Chats, episode 64. I'm Joe Comfort, content creator, commentator and presenter for RWS. Muay Thai aficionado. I don't train anymore, but I certainly love the sport. I am here with a very special guest today, the owner and head trainer of Mango Tree Muay Thai in Hawaii, as well as one of the head WBC coaches of America, Mr. Crew Rich. Thank you for coming on, my friend.
Oh man, good to have me. Good to have you. Good to be here. Thank you. Thank
I
you.
know it's been a long time coming. I mean, I've been trying to do this one for ages, but as we both said, things get in the way. But anyway, we'll get straight into it, Rich. How did you get into Muay Thai? I always like to pick at people's brains and talk about how they found Muay Thai. How did you find Muay Thai?
Well, my dad was a big martial arts fan. He trained martial arts as well. But I came up in an era of of the 80s and 90s, like Bruce Lee. So and a lot of great martial arts movies. So my dad having trained martial arts had put me into martial arts, and back in the day, Muay Thai was kind of intermixed with Jeet Kune Do and a lot of self-defense systems, and it wasn't really evolved. The teaching wasn't really evolved to what it was today. So what people thought was Muay Thai back then as a fully evolved art really wasn't. And that's what I started. I started with learning Muay Thai the self-defense way. And then I went into kickboxing. I competed as a kid since I was 8 years old. And I just went through the ranks. And just like a lot of people from my generation, we went through the Taekwondo ranks. We went through the rainbow belt system. And it was I just grew up with it. I just grew up with martial arts, and I played with a lot of judo. Luckily, the kickboxing slash Muay Thai academy that I was at, it had a judo program, so I got heavily into grappling as well. Um, and Yeah, I just competed my whole adult life.
When did you realize that it was more than just a hobby or something that you did? Often for a lot of us, Muay Thai becomes an
Yeah,
extension of ourselves to a point.
it was 1998. It was like 1998 when I took my first trip to Thailand, and I went to the Bangkok Fairtex. And I remember going there thinking like, oh, I got a couple fights already. I went with the intention to fight, and they literally said no. Like, oh no, no, no way, no way, too pumpui. It's like I'm too big, right? And uh, uh, I trained for like 3 months, and yeah, 3 months, and then I didn't get a chance to fight, but I did the second time. The second time I went, I went back to the drawing board, and it was a really really humbling experience to be this active competitor and be told like, oh, you're way back down on the food chain. You got to step back down, and I had to humble myself in order to bring myself back up. And being at that camp, I watched a lot of high level people that were working with trainers. There was very little Muay Thai tourism back in the day. And I remember training side by side with like Steve Wakeling was in there, and watching him and like, wow, I really don't know what I'm doing. Like, and I'm happy to be here and train. I'm happy to be here and train and happy to be here to learn and really absorb. I watched some great fighters come in and out of that gym, and I was training side by side with a lot of those great fighters. And I would clinch with them, spar with them, and everything. And I learned so much. But at the end of the day, the coaches there were absolutely right. So I wasn't ready. So when I went back to the states, I went back to the drawing board, and I trained some more. Went back a second time, and I got a handful of fights, and they were janky. They weren't anything where anything. There was nothing at the time where there was no opportunities that were available the way that this
Mm.
generation has a lot of opportunities. That just wasn't available at the time. But I got Temple Fair fights, I got bar fights, and I got my experience, and nothing is as dope as what these kids are getting now.
Yeah, I mean, back then it was kind of a bit more kickboxing, and I suppose in those days, like a lot of the commissioning bodies weren't allowing elbows, so you'd have like a lot of that kind of
Hmm.
modified Muay Thai where it was just kind of 3 second clinch and basically glorified K1 rules. But, you know, you look at now and the work that yourself and others have done building those opportunities, you know, it's really great to see. So, thinking back to that time, who were some of your biggest influences back in the era when you were fighting?
Oh, that's a great question. Of course, Raymond Deckers. Of course, Raymond Deckers is a huge influence as a foreigner in Thailand. You know, I would watch him and emulate him. And, you know, of course I wasn't him, but, you know, I would watch him and study and study and study. Let's see, a couple of the people that are closer to, like Crew Toy. Crew Toy introduced me from Sit Yotong. That's my roots,
Mm.
my home gym. Introduced me to not just the fighters' history, but the fighter styles, right? So I love the Muay Thima Samat style, and how safe he would play. But like when she got in range, he would have dangerous hands. I love those fighters, and of course, Borka back in the day, when he blasted out in the scene with K1, he was always like one of my favorites to watch. Another one because I was never the tallest athlete. I was never the tallest competitor when it came to my weight class. Beatis. He's a K1 fighter, but I always watched Dan
Yeah.
Beatis and just watch how much of he was an absolute terror once he got inside. I mean, you try to do that in Muay Thai unless it's like your thing, you're in trouble. But it was, yeah, my favorite.
Oh, Zambetis was a proper bad man. I remember watching him back in the day as well. Those
Hmm.
like rapid fire combinations and just the lateral movement, moving around and hacking the legs. Yeah, beautiful, beautiful style in terms of K1 kickboxing. Yeah, he was a tough little pocket rocket. So when you finished fighting, did you have a couple of more trips to Thailand?
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
did you move into coaching sort of naturally, or did you always see yourself as a trainer, or was it
I'm
just
gonna.
something that was meant to be?
It was kind of funny because I remember I took a fight, a Temple Fair fight, and and it was small. It was nothing big, and I won. And it was I won. I took a little bit of a beating, but I won. And I remember it was a Sunday. I'm walking through the gym in Bangkok, and Apite, one of the legends, was over there, and he stops me. He's like, you fight yesterday?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah." He's like, "You win?" I said, "Yeah, I did good." He says to me, "You." I'm like 19, 20 years old at the time. He said, "You, good fighter." And I was like, "Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you." And he's like, "But one day, better coach." Oh man, my heart broke. When he told me that, my heart broke because I'm 20 years old, man. I'm thinking like I'm gonna be king of the world one day. And here's this guy, this legend telling me I'm gonna be a better coach than fighter. I didn't get it. So all through my 20s, I came back to America and I ran and I was working at the WKA circuit, back in the some old USKBA circuit, I think it was called. And you know, I was fighting these local events on the East Coast, the Northeast Coast, and I remember just chasing those words my whole adult life. And then you know, and luckily I won more than I lost, but at the same time, you know, I was still chasing those words. And then
Mm.
I don't know, it just dawned on me one time, like I really care about these athletes. I opened my first gym really young. When I opened my first gym, it was called the Mango Tree, and it was in Connecticut. And the reason I opened it is because Muay Thai wasn't really known. I wanted training
Mm.
partners. So, and I knew nothing about business. I grew up watching my dad in business. My dad was an entrepreneur, a businessman. So I just kind of had this feeling, this inkling, like I know what I'm doing when I really didn't. I kept the doors open, but I treated it like my own personal gym. I never made money off of it, and kind of like a club. And I would train training
Mm.
partners. I would train training partners. I would bring in Sit Tong. I would bring in crew Mark Delagradio and crew. I would bring in crew Peter Pinto, and I would bring in crew Toy and have these guests in my gym. Um, but really, my first gym was really like a bunch of was like a frat house full of martial art bums, and and that's how it started really. And and sooner or later down that path, I realized like, man, I really love these people. I really love how I'm changing their life through martial arts. I really love what martial arts is doing for them. I really love how like these little things. And at the same time, people would come in and just want to be healthy. You know, they just want to work out, they just want to train, they just want to learn and not want to fight. And of course, I'm 20-year-old thinking, I'm like, oh man, of course you want to fight. But then, you know, when you see the bigger picture, like this 200 pound, 300 pound dude who loses enough weight to get off diabetes medication, and he's like crying because he's like, wow, man, I got a kid on the way and you're helping me live longer. That means so much to me. You know, that's the part that
Mm.
really got me. Like, wow, there's something beyond the fight life where I could really help people. And that hit really home to me because I lost my dad from heart disease and poor health decisions and everything. And for me to be able to give back that way and really help my community in more ways than many, then it's amazing thing that I could do is just add a little piece of good to the world.
Yeah, it's amazing that you say that because, I don't think that people realize this enough that Muay Thai, people see it as just a violent sport or a combat sport, but really it is it's actually an entry into almost social outreach sometimes, and actually philanthropic work as well, like being able to help people, and people don't really see the value because that's something I'm passionate about is helping young people change their lives through Muay Thai. And I think it's amazing that you talk about that because the fundamental pillars is health. If we're not looking after ourselves, then how can we help other people? So I really love that sentiment that you put out there in the world, that it's also not just about coaching fighters, but helping people, and that changes your life as well. Now, how did Mango Tree? Because you're very well known for the Mango Tree in Hawaii. How did that get started? Because you said it was in Connecticut first, and then now Hawaii, right?
Yeah, it goes back to that 1998 trip. Actually, it's linked in with
Mm-hmm.
my first trip to Thailand. Because when I was being humbled, like not just by the word, I was humbled by the run. I was humbled by everything, learning how to train Muay Thai properly. And I remember there was a layover. I would stop in Philippines to visit my family, and I remember it was a really really hot day, and everyone's outside of their houses and they're hanging out by this grove of mango trees, and I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really cool. All these
Mm.
families hanging out, friends that haven't seen each other, people playing guitar, barbecue, and just hanging out outside under the mango trees, um, just getting away from the heat, right? And then that stuck in my
Mm.
head. And so I go to Thailand. Fast forward, I'm in Thailand after the layover and after the short stay to see my family, and I'm in Thailand and I'm getting my butt kicked, man. I'm like getting my butt kicked. Not even like so much like just the training that I've never experienced before. And I've always been like again, like I'm 19, 20 years old. I thought I knew what I was doing. And here I am getting beat up like a newbie. And I was just so humbled. And there I was sitting under a mango tree. And I remember it like yesterday. I had a bag of lychee and a bottle of water. And I'm like, oh man, I think I want to go home. And I'm like, thinking, whoa, this really sucks, but I love it at the same time. And I thought to myself, my mind went to that spot where I remembered like sitting under the mango trees, just that peacefulness and everything. And I said to myself, like, I want to bring this back home. I want to bring this back home, not just the Muay Thai that I was surrounded by, not just the authenticity and the art and the culture of Muay Thai that I was surrounded by, but that family vibe, that
Mm.
family vibe that I felt being under the mango tree in the mango tree grove with all those families and everything, and just that cool vibe. And so the two things just kind of meshed. I was like, huh, mango trees, huh, mango tree, Muay Thai, mango tree, Muay Thai, and that's what happened, man. I just wanted to bring it home with me. Like I wanted to bring that trip, that particular trip of learning, being humbled, having family, and really growing myself to be able to bring that back home and help grow everyone around me. And that's where the Mango Tree started.
Awesome. I love that. Like almost like planting the seed and then growing it from the roots and having
Yeah.
that kind of community feel to it. Awesome.
Hmm.
Now,
People in people in
speak.
Connecticut. Sorry. People in
No,
Connecticut
you
were
go.
like,
You go. Sorry.
okay, yeah. People in Connecticut were like, mangoes grew on trees. Like people didn't know in Connecticut, they had no idea mangoes grew on trees. They thought they came up from the ground like a pineapple or something. But yeah, mango grows on trees.
Then, so you had the gym in Connecticut, and then you moved to. I'm assuming you moved to Hawaii later on. What was the transition move from Connecticut to Hawaii?
It was brutal, man. Like I went through a lot. Like I mentioned it a little bit on my origin story on my Instagram, just a little
Mm,
bit, but I went through a lot. Like I went through in 2018, 2019, I think it was. Wait, hold on. When was it? 2008. So yeah, 2018, 19, around there. And life just kicked my butt really, really, really bad. Like really bad.
mm,
My dad passed away. It all hit within a 3-month period. My dad passed away. I almost lost my gyms. I was living in my car. It was a lot of like just nasty stuff. I went through a divorce, like a really nasty divorce. And
mm,
it just spiraled. It just spiraled. And I was going to go to the Philippines. I was like, you know what, man? I'm going to go. I'm going to go to the Philippines and be a goat farmer. I'm going to go off grid. I'm going to live in a hut and I'll be fine. I'll be fine. So it was funny. Like right when I gave up, right when I was just about to give up, I'm walking through this parking lot to go to the diner. I have like $3.24, $3.42, and I'm like, I'm gonna go buy pancakes. So I grab the door and I'm opening it up, and I see in the reflection of the window, it says like 50 cents a square foot. I'm like, what's that? And that was a second chance. Like I opened up my gym again in a warehouse, and I got it going. In 2 years, I built it back up, and literally after 2 years of building it back up, I can't really say it in any other way except God told me to do it. Go
mm.
now. After 2 years, I heard it loud and clear in my head. I woke up, it's 2 in the morning, and all I heard was, it's time to go to Hawaii. Man, I'm telling you, I had no friends, no family, no nothing out here. Nothing out here. Right. Absolutely nothing out here. Right. And after 2 weeks of getting that, I don't know what you would call it, that intuition, that calling.
Mm.
After 2 weeks, I had managed to sell everything, cut all ties. I had like $1,200 to my name, but only $600 in my pocket. And I sold everything. Yeah, no. After paying all my debt, I didn't want to come to Hawaii without any debt. But for some reason,
Yep.
I just knew I could do it. I just knew I could do it. I just knew I could do it. I knew my purpose was out here, and I knew I was going to be fine. So I came here without any friends, family, job, nothing. A handshake promise on a job. I was going to work with BJ Penn, but that fell through, and I ended up working in Honolulu at a powerhouse gym. And I honestly thought I was done with martial arts. I was like, I'm done with martial arts, whatever. And then the plane lands. I go to Powerhouse Gym, and the first job I get is manning a booth at an MMA event. Like straight up. It's like, right when I thought I was done, it just pulls me right back in. But yeah, and then from there, it just, all I could really say is, I got honest truth, man. All I could honestly say is just, I just listen. I just listen, and I never really. My wife will tell you this, and she hates this about me, but I never plan anything. I
Mm.
never plan anything. All I do is like intuitively listen and just be honest and love what I do, and do it to not my benefit but to benefit the world around me. And so far it's worked for me. I don't know.
I I can definitely resonate with that and the big guy upstairs as well. I mean, he's looking after us, especially in this scene. Um, that is a really like quite an amazing story. I mean, you know when you hit rock bottom and then you've built a pretty successful gym. In all in all places, Hawaii, I mean, Hawaii is not really known for its Muay Thai. I mean, it's known for its surfing. It's, you know,
Mhm.
known prominently for its surfing. I remember going back there when I was, I went there when I was about 15 because I was a mad surfer when I was 15 and loved it there. But when people think of Hawaii, as I said, like they don't really think of Muay Thai. What's the reality of the Muay Thai scene in Hawaii? Is it fairly quiet or is it starting to grow?
It's starting to grow. And I have 3 gyms on Oahu. I have 3 gyms,
What?
and yeah, the reason I have 3 gyms, well, one, I didn't want 3 gyms. Again, that's one of those like listen and obey kind of things. I never wanted 3 gyms. It's just, that's what God told me to do. It's building the community, right? So here's the thing. I said this in an interview a long time ago. I said that people don't know what's out here, right? People don't know what's out here.
Mm,
Right out here, you have people that have grown up in martial arts. They're training martial arts in the garages with their aunties and uncles and cousins. They grow up with it. It's a part of who we are. It's a part of their it's part of their genetics. Like in all seriousness, it's like a lot of
mm,
people on the mainland, they'll grow up playing baseball, soccer, football, and all that stuff. Where in Hawaii, you grow up boxing in your uncle's garage. You grow up boxing in the gym next door. You grow up doing kickboxing or MMA, and you have these household names like Max Holloway and BJ Penn, and there's a lot of people that have paved the way in the martial arts sense. But no one has tapped into Muay Thai, right? Except for, I mean, myself, right? My in the Mango Tree.
mm.
We actively, I've actively recognized the potential that our community has out here. And okay, here's an example, right? Um, Corey Story. She trained maybe 2 years. She trained about 2.5 years. That's it.
Mm,
Like she's reached like a great level in her competitions and in her performance, and she's only been training 3 years. And it's because, not just because she's from here, but she's surrounded by it, right? She's surrounded by martial arts from the very beginning of where she's around and who she's around. She's just she's just surrounded by it. And that's what it's like with these kids, like these little kids in grade school. It's an unfamiliar concept. Fighting, it's an unfamiliar concept. So there's so much potential out here, man. And as is Muay Thai growing out here, it it was growing very, very consistently, very, very consistently. But
mm,
just like every state, government got to get paid, man. They got to get
mm.
paid. So we're running into roadblocks. We're running into a few roadblocks. But I've been doing my best with harvesting athletes out of the MBL. Like we have the Muay Thai Development League out here,
Yep.
and it's been we host about 4 events a year, as well as youth scrimmages in in one of my locations. We bring in a ton of knowledge, a ton of education. We just brought out Liam. We brought out Damian Alamos. We bring in seminars, clinics. I run the coach development program for WBC Muay Thai USA. Um, and it's a constant development thing, man. It's like a baby, right? So as long as we all stay on it with the same goal and not try to fight each other and not try to backstab each other and not try to be scumbags to each other, then this thing is going to grow so amazing, right? Unfortunately,
Mm.
some people are scumbags, but yeah, unfortunately, there is a few, but as long as we keep that to a minimum, Muay Thai is going to grow to such an amazing state out here that the world is going to see exactly what is being bred out here. So the potential is enormous, enormous.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting you say that about sort of nefarious intentions from people because I think that's one of the issues with Muay Thai because it's still a fairly niche sport. It's one of these kind of places where people can rise to the top quite quickly and fall off just as quick. So people don't really, and this isn't a blanket statement, but some people only see the benefit of rising to the top without actually spreading the opportunities. They're only looking for their own opportunities to rise to the top because it's an ego thing at the end of the day. But there's enough opportunities for everyone. It's just something that unfortunately happens within these like niche sports or niche subcultures as well. But you know that you just got to kind of reset your mindset. You're doing it for a bigger purpose. You're doing it for basically changing people's lives. And yes, as you said, you know, people have got to get paid. The only way that the sport grows is with money, and and that's just the reality of it. Now, just having a look at Hawaii, I'm just interested in the culture a little bit. Does the culture in Hawaii shape the style of fighters at all? Because I know, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Where I think Noah is a really good example. Noah is a really, really good example of like Hawaii Hawaii Muay Thai at its roots. Is like one of the things that like local kids will do in the schoolyards is not back down, right? That's kind of like the
Mm,
thing. You don't take a step back, don't back down. Right? You start backing up, it looks bad. And he'll hold his ground. I had to train him to back up. I had to get him to back up and not be so greedy. Is he loves some people. I'll put it this way: some people they love the sport, right? And that's okay. They love the sport. They do well. Like my three-time WBC champion that I trained, that I brought up, Travis Pachalba, right? He'll play
yep.
back. He'll play Muay Thai. He'll play technical, and he'll outscore. And he does an amazing job at it. There's nothing wrong with that. I love that about him. Um, and I remember when he had to make the transition from fighting tournament into fight night stuff, into Thai fight night stuff. I literally had to tie him. I tied him to Zach. I tied him to Zach to keep him from backing up. Travis isn't from here. He lives here, but he's not from here. But that's what I'm talking about. I will never have to tie Noah down to anything to get him to stay. He will stay in that. He'll stay in that pocket with it, and he'll, he'll stay on that pocket no matter what. And yeah, I think that's very that's a hard thing to teach. I think that
Mm,
violence and an understanding of violence, control of violence is really, really hard to teach. And it's one of those things that's like almost impossible to teach. Either you know it or not. And Noah, as a good example of Hawaii Muay Thai, will stay in the chaos of violence no matter what. Um, and he has to be trained to be able to move.
yeah, he's an interesting one because you know, he last year he had a really solid run at on the Rajadamnern circuit. For people who don't know, Noah Menees, or I'm gonna say roughly around the 62 kilo mark.
Mhm.
Oh, if I correct me if I'm wrong, around there. Um, Great little Hawaiian fighter, very technical. Spent a while down at Sitadong, and last year I had the pleasure of commentating on I want to say about three of his fights on SKS, and I was really
Mhm.
impressed about his ring IQ, strategy, adjustment within the rounds, and not only that, for a small guy, the power that he's got in that right hand as well. So you know, phenomenal little guy, and I was very impressed. So I wanted to ask you, um, what's his story? Sort of like what's his background and
I can't take full credit for him. But I
mm,
am super proud. I'm so proud because Noah is actually second generation from me. I developed Zach. Zach developed Noah. And that's what I'm
Mm.
super proud of. I'm more proud of that than anything. Like Zach, Zach also fights Raja and
Yep.
Lapini, and he's a phenomenal fighter as well. And but Zach developed him, and 100%.
Mm.
I I I I I take turns with Noah. Like I'm in there with Noah. I'm in the trenches with Noah. I've cornered Noah before, and I did have a part in developing. But if there's a main person, his main development person would be Zach, and that
Mm.
I am more proud of than is it if I developed it, because Zach is a direct. Zach's been with me so long. I think like we're coming on our 13th year now, and at
Wow.
least. Yeah, I remember him. I remember Zach is like this 20-year-old kid with long hair in Starbucks. Like he used to work at Starbucks. And now here's one of my kids producing one of his kids. It's dope. It's really awesome to see. It's so rewarding to me. But I work with Noah. I'm gonna work with Noah today, actually, in a few hours. Um, he is very slick. He is very slick. And I feel that I feel like the Rajadam Nurm Stadium has not seen a quarter of his IQ. His IQ
Mm.
is so good, so good. And one thing that I instill in these athletes is that we are that at one point Hawaii is lowest on the totem pole, right? We didn't have anybody out there. Like
Mm.
Noah, Zach, and Travis are actually the first out of Hawaii um, to be on those stages. To be on those stages,
Mm.
and we don't talk about it enough. We don't talk about it at all, because I think a part of being in Muay Thai is being humble and saying, okay, well, we're the first, but we're definitely not the last. And the next generation is going to come in and do the same thing. Who knows, maybe even better. So yeah, Noah is very humble, very hardworking. Funny story of how he started. It was during COVID, right? And
Mm.
he had signed up to the Mango Tree literally 1 week before the shutdowns happened, right? So, uh, yeah, we offered it out there. Hey, if anyone that's just signed up needs to cancel, we're gonna offer online classes. I know it's kind of janky, but this is what we could do right now. And Noah stuck with online classes. I didn't even know this guy's face. Like, I mean, we're doing like these dumb online classes, like it's just dumb. And I remember seeing him on the stream, and after a couple of weeks, and I thought he was someone jumping on the stream. I thought we got hacked. I thought someone was like taking advantage or something. And I called him over on the screen. Hey, you with the long hair, come here, come here. What's your name? He's like, oh, it's me, Noah, coach. I just signed up. And he that's literally how he started. That's literally how he started. He started with online Zoom classes. And he got my attention because online Zoom, he worked his ass off. I'm sorry, I
Mm.
don't mean to swear. I'm sorry. But he worked his butt off in online classes, and he caught my attention. And after that, it was like he swiped through the amateur circuit like nothing. When COVID opened back up, we took all the reputable tournaments, A, B, C, B, A class, swiped through them all, and then until there was like nowhere else to go but pro. And he did it right. He did it right. Absolutely right.
No, amazing, amazing, and particularly when you think about the timeline, like it's fairly quick. I mean, within like a 5 year period of going from learning online, which is as a like my crust is teaching. So I taught online during that period, and it is awful. Like the attention span of kids these days is just woeful. But the fact that he's got the focus to learn martial arts online, stick with it, and then make his way over to Thailand and then do really well on the Kiat Pet circuit. Incredible, incredible. I mean, unfortunately, he didn't make it to RWS because of there was some weigh-in issues with his opponent, and it was
Yeah.
like all a bit sort of jumbled. But hopefully in the future, we can see his name on RWS because I think he'd be a really, really good addition of, fighting that aggressive technical style, which I really like to see. You know, and I was a big fan of him. I thought when he came in and I met him the first time, I was really blown away by one, his manners, two, his IQ, and three, the fact that he just kind of he was really humble, like just a really humble sportsman. Really looking forward to seeing him on the rise over the next couple of years. I think, ladies and gentlemen, whoever listens to this podcast, definitely go and check out Noah Menees, because he'll be a breakthrough on the Thai circuit if he comes back,
Yeah.
for sure. Now, Corey Story, obviously another one of your athletes. She's done really well on the American amateur circuit and now stepping onto the amateur international stage. What's her development journey been like?
Um, she knew what she wanted. Like when she came in,
Mm,
she knew what she wanted, right? She knew her goals. And one thing about Corey, she is so like laser focused. She's like laser focused on what she wants to do. She knows what she wants to do, and she's really determined. She has a she's a smart girl. She's a smart girl. She has a medical education background. I think she was an X-ray tech, and that was her career for 10 years. And she literally left that career to pursue this career in Muay Thai. And every time she gets ready for a fight, that's always in the back of her head. Like, I left my life for this, right? She literally changed her whole life for this, for Muay Thai. And she's like, I can't speak it enough. Like, she is all in. And I love working with her. One, because she's small. Like, I don't need to get like when I pat her up, I'm not getting beat up a lot. Like, you notice a lot of my roster, the people that I pat Noah. I pat Noah, Zach, Travis, and Corey, all of them under 160 pounds. I got one guy, Anthony, who's a terror. He's an absolute terror. He hits so hard, man. I save him for last. I save him for last because he hits so hard. But Corey, she's great to work with because one, she's an easy she's an easy coach. Like she's very coachable. Um, she takes everything in the first time. She listens and very attentive, and she does everything that she's supposed to be doing without having to be told. Right? She'll do her runs. She'll maintain her weight, and she's very diligent. Right. One of the things that Pat told me years ago about myself, he said, "Oh, you do fine because you're organized." I didn't really understand that until later on in life, but I could say the same thing about Corey. Right. She's very organized. So when I guess what
mm.
I mean by that is like when she watches an opponent, she has the ability to dissect what they do, like the whens, the whys, the hows, and how to react. Um, uh, yeah, she's good, man. Like, she's good. She's fun to work with, and yeah, she's gonna go far. She's gonna go far, and I do plan on making her go pro soon. I do plan on making her go pro soon. Probably, if not this year, early next year. Um,
Yeah, I really look forward to the rise of her in the pro leagues, and hopefully, you know, can get her over to Thailand and on the pro circuit as well, because she's quite exciting to watch. I haven't
Thank you.
seen her fight live yet, but I'm really looking forward to, in June, for the Amazing Muay Thai Festival, to see her fight, if I can get down there and if I get time. But definitely, yeah, definitely keen to see her rise. Now, you've coached a plethora of different types of athletes. You've taken athletes from amateur to pro. You've taken them to international level. What do you think are some of the biggest mistakes fighters make when trying to break through? So when they're
Mm.
relatively unknown, but then they're breaking through that point where they're just about to get known. What do you think are some of the biggest mistakes that they make?
Skip steps. I think that's one of the
Mm.
biggest mistakes is they skip steps. Um, they might take a fight that's like way beyond their league, or just to be able to jump into a promotion that has a big name. Now, yeah, okay, big name promotion sounds great and all, but it don't mean nothing if you lose real bad. If you get knocked out in the first round, it don't matter if you're fighting in JF Stadium or RWS, you still got knocked out in the first round. So I think
Mm,
one of the first things that fighters need is guidance from an experienced coach. Um, it's
mm,
funny because again, I talk about him a lot because he really shaped who I am now. Crew Patrick Rivera. He One of the things that he mentioned to me a long time ago is taking your time and not
mm,
skipping steps, like doing it right. Just do it right. And I feel like the first thing that an athlete or coach should always attain first is a mentor. Like they need a mentor because they need someone that has been there, has actually knows the path that they're about to take. Like if you're with a coach that doesn't know the path, then he's just going to guess. And no fighter should be a coach's test dummy. And that's a coach should not make their students test dummies either. Um, of course, in the beginning, when a coach is still learning the ropes, he's going to have to take calculated risks. Um, but I believe at a high level of an athlete that's just starting to break through, they make sure they have mentorship. Like make sure they have
mm.
mentorship. They should understand that the knowledge is coming from a great place and that it's coming from the right place of that coach's heart. That they're not just using that athlete to build the name of their gym, that they're actually in it, invested in that athlete's growth. Again, not just for the athlete, but for the growth of the sport, right? I think that's a big thing too. I think if I know Travis. I know Travis is gonna be. If I knew Travis was gonna be, I knew Travis was gonna be a champion, but I didn't. I didn't rush him, right? Travis. I started Travis in the max circuit, and he ran. He did several runs in the
Mm,
max circuit, and then from there he got the opportunity to do Friday night fights, and then he got the WBC, and then he was recognized by WBC. So he had actually fought
mm,
in not just Max a number of times, but he fought in Lumpini, and
mm.
made a name for himself, made himself known before being even in the conversation of the WBC Muay Thai contendership. Um, I think that's the biggest part, especially Americans. Actually, especially Americans need to make sure that we take calculated steps with our fights, right? Just because it says
Mm.
RWS on it doesn't mean it's your opportunity to shine. Like a lot of athletes, especially as of late, seem to be rushing into RWS, and you gotta pay the dues, man. Especially if you're young, you gotta pay the dues. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes a lot of bumps and bruises, but it takes that time.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more. I can't, you like pretty much like Meatloaf take the words right out of my mouth. I mean, you would have seen a lot of my content just talk about that and send that sentiment home time and time again. Like guys have got to do their time. They've got to do their time at levels as well, building their way up to these opportunities.
Hmm.
I've put out like mini roadmaps on how to do that, and
I love
still
those.
time and time again, I see people just skipping massive steps, and they wonder why they get flattened on some of these bigger opportunities, and it's like, guys, you gotta. Muay Thai is not a speed run. It's a slow walk.
Yeah.
It's a marathon, not a sprint. But I love that. Everything you've just said there really like is 100% everything I agree with, and the mentorship aspect as well is so important. I think one other thing for athletes is that willingness to listen and knowing that they don't have all the answers. They have to be willing to listen to people. Because that's another kind of thing that I find with a lot of this new generation are fighters that they sort of come in already thinking that they know everything.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that's one obstacle. But just moving beyond coaching and being a trainer, you're heavily involved with WBC USA and the WBC Muay Thai, which has seen exponential growth and has been pushing the sport forward on so many different levels. What's your relationship currently with the WBC, and what's your role in WBC Muay Thai USA?
For the last 5 years, I've been the head coach of the international team. Um, my main job as head coach is I always tell everyone this. I have a bunch of captains under me, and I always tell them also all the time. My main job is to let the other coaches work. The other coaches are dope. Like
Mm,
if they made the team, if they're selected to the team, they're amazing. They're great. They're high level coaches. The captains, if you're a captain on the squad, because we separate the mainland USA into regions, right? So each region in the United States has captains, has 2 to 3 captains depending on the size. Like Bobby Peak is one
awesome.
of them. Yeah, Matt Van Valkenburg is one of them. Crew Jace Gutierrez is one of them. We have a good amount of captains throughout the U.S. And my job is to make their job possible. My job is to make their job work. And when we're in the trenches, my job as head coach is to clear the path for everyone to work. And
Mm,
just to stay organized and to stay unified as a team. And I really feel that that's why the USA has been doing so good at these international tournaments, is because we don't come in as individual teams. We don't even allow individual team jackets or shirts, right? If you had a school shirt, leave it home, right? I don't want to see it. I don't want to
mm,
see nothing of it. I don't care if it's red, white, and blue. If it's your own school academy logo, leave it home. I don't want it. So we're red, white, and blue. So that's the thing, is to keep things keep
mm,
things USA. I also play the role as I'm the main developer for the coach development program. I travel the US and I'm coaching coaches on basically how to coach, not just coaching international style Muay Thai, but how to coach, the art of coaching, um, how to break
mm,
down the knowledge that they already know, and share it, like how to properly share it. I also teach within that coach development program a little bit of business stuff, how to run your Muay Thai academy sustainably. I think that's one thing that I could say about my old gym when I first started. Even to this day, I'm amazed that it lasted as long as it did, because there's no way that it's sustainable, man. It was like a locker room. You walk in and there's like a jock strap on the floor. It's like it was bad. It was bad. But I teach coaches how to run a sustainable business. Other thing related to the WBC Muay Thai USA is that I am the state director for Hawaii, which means
mm,
my job out here in Hawaii is to scout and develop the talent out here. Um, I guess one of the road bumps I've had out here working in such a small community is getting the community to understand that I've done what I wanted to do individually in Muay Thai as a coach. You know, I'm not no, I'm nowhere near big headed at all. As far as what I wanted to do, I've done it. Like for my personal goals as a coach and as an athlete, I've done it. So when it comes to Muay Thai in Hawaii and the US, all I want to do and see is other people win. I want to see other
mm,
gyms grow. I want to see other gyms like I want to see other gyms win. I want to see other gyms be out there. So if we look at the USA team and the members that are being brought out of Hawaii, I think majority of them are not even from my academy. The majority of Hawaii's athletes are coming from other islands. We got Kaeo Athletics out in Kona. We got Mission Ohana out in Hilo side. We have a gym that's less than 5 miles down the road from me, Iron Kings. My good friend, my
mm,
supervisor in the state, Crew Carlton and Crew Red, they, you know, this is not about the mango tree. And that's been the hardest thing that I had to like get across to a lot of gyms over the last couple of years, is that I have actually done what I've wanted to do. And and my bigger goal right now is to see everyone win. Um, I guess those are the three roles I have with WBC Muay Thai USA. And it's it's an awesome gig. It's an awesome gig. It's awesome being part of it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of what you guys are doing over there, and just seeing the expansion of American Muay Thai. I mean, it's just like over the last kind of 3 years, has just absolutely exploded. We're seeing a lot of big names on the Thai circuit as well, and it's awesome to see because Americans, when they come in numbers for sure. And
Yeah.
for the sport to grow, really, like, if the sport wants, and I want it to be one of the world's biggest sports, we have to target the American audience, and the only way to do that is by growing the seedlings within the sporting community of America, and it's amazing to see. Now, just thinking about the Amazing Muay Thai Festival, how important is something like that for American athletes to develop them on the global stage?
It's huge because, like I said, like a lot of these athletes are fighting like in the I don't want to say in the boonies, but they're fighting in these small events. They're doing Muay Thai in
Mm,
cages. They're doing like so many different rule sets and judging and scoring that they have to see true high level, right? They have to see true high level. And to me, there's no faster way to level up than to fight international. The pace is fast. The adjustments have to be done so fast. The adjustments within the fight have to be done fast. You have to be able to read. I think that international Muay Thai, and I'll swear by this, international Muay Thai is the best way to develop Muay Thai in the world. And I think the biggest
mm,
reason is we're dealing with not just winning in that moment, we're dealing about the pride in our country. Like, we're talking about, we're fighting on Team USA, right? And we're representing something way bigger than our teams, way bigger than us. We're representing our nation, and to America, very prideful people, very prideful
mm,
people, and we want to, and that shows. I think I think especially this. I think it's really important for our athletes to put themselves in front of the eyes that need to see them. So many
mm,
people, so many people, especially in America, they'll fight in the trenches, they'll fight in the boonies, in these little shows and cages and stuff, and they'll be like, oh, how come I never got a title fight? How come I never got a title fight? Man, because you're fighting these janky shows, that's why. Right? And you're fighting these shows that are unknown, that are in the middle of nowhere. You're not putting yourself out there. You got to put yourself in front of the eyes that have to see you. Now, if we look at some of America's up and coming stars around the nation, Keelan Weeks, amazing athlete. Keelan Weeks
mm,
fought in Verona and he fought in Mexico, right? He did two international tournaments and he's like a force to be reckoned with. Now he's working his way up to almost being an international pro.
mm,
Mika Rolojo out of De La Soul Muay Thai. Right, I remember seeing Mika Rolojo at a small tournament at US and in Arizona, and I'm good friends with her coach. Is my brother Mark Sigid. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, hey, that's your girl. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, she's gonna be amazing. She's gonna be a champion. And I talked him into getting her into her first international tournament, and I was right. She's amazing. She's amazing. And now she is a national champion, working her way up to be a pro, hopefully in the next couple of years. Um, a phenomenal athlete. So I think for Americans to experience international competition, it really ups the bar on our
mm,
standard of what is considered good and what is considered real Muay Thai. Um, once our athletes go out to these international tournaments and they experience the pressure, the pressure and the pace of this style of fighting, it's so important to battle test. And not just the athletes,
mm,
but the coaches as well. The coaches need to be educated in the trenches. And that's what a lot of the coach development program has been based off of, is experience from international coaches from around the United States. Yeah, it's so important, these international tournaments.
Yeah, I mean, well, we're coming up to June. June's going to be the big one in Bangkok. So there's going to be fairly big teams from all around the world. What are your expectations for Team America coming into June?
You're baiting me, Joe. Joe, you're baiting me, man. You're,
Well,
are you,
you don't have to you don't have to
are
give
you,
up.
are you,
This
are you,
this is my job.
man, are you interviewing Richard and Lisa Smith next? Is that what you're doing? Uh, all right. So what I expect, okay, I'm gonna keep it clean. I'm gonna keep it clean. What I expect is gonna be a very, very competitive run. And I feel
Mm,
like, and I'm not just blowing red, white, and blue smoke. I really feel like the world has seen what we do and how we operate, and they're trying to emulate it. Like,
mm,
here's a good example, right? So a lot of countries in the past have just gathered up teams and signed up under the country, but they're still representing their team. So they don't train together. They don't know each other as a team. They know each other as individual teams and as athletes. But a lot of these coaches, they don't even like each other, man. Like, I know them. They don't like each other. So what we're doing across the US, right? What we're doing across the US, we're having like monthly, sometime bi-monthly shakeouts. So our USA teams are working out together all around the US. We got teams on the Northern California, Southern California. We got, or the
mm.
Pacific Northwest, the mid states, Texas, all the way to Florida, Connecticut, New York. All these areas getting together and training together to make sure that we bring a squad, right? So where other countries are bringing their best athletes, we're bringing an army, we're bringing a squad. And what I expect is, I'm going to keep it clean. What I expect is another force of evolution. Like, we're gonna
Mm.
bring evolution to the game. Everyone's gonna see what we do and how we did it, and America's gonna change the game. America's gonna change the game, hands down. We're gonna come in with a force. We're gonna come in as a team. We're gonna come as a squad, and the world is gonna see the value of unity, and that's what we're gonna bring to the table.
Now that leads into my next question. For the American team, what does success look like this time round? Not just in medals, but in development. And that you kind of just answered the
Mm,
question,
yeah.
but is it just about medals, or is it about
No.
also
No.
developing
Absolutely not.
the whole American scene? You know.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's about the medal. The medals is a good byproduct, and it's fun and all. But I think the bigger picture is, one, all of us seeing what else is out there, right? Not just within the
Mm,
US, not just meeting our teammates, but in the world, right? So a lot of these athletes that have never done this, especially even in C class, a lot of these athletes have never done international. They're coming into a situation where they're going to be face to face with international Muay Thai international athletes, and just like how I was back in 1998, they're going to be humbled. They're going to be humbled
mm,
by the sight of what they're doing. They're going to be humbled by the cleanliness of the art. They're going to be humbled by the passion. This is one thing, and another big thing. Like, they're going to be humbled by the passion that people have for this sport. Because
mm,
in America, you don't see chants, for example. Like, when we go there and you see one side of the whole auditorium yelling, Germany, 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 and another one, USA. You don't see that. You don't see that in America, right? And I
mm.
think that I think the unity, and bringing all the main players of the sport together, I think that's one of the biggest wins. Is that America is going to really grow American Muay Thai is really going to grow as a sport here. Once more people experience um, the passion that other countries have for this, it's like, oh, dang, like, y'all really love this. Y'all really, really love this. And you're gonna see the world is gonna see why. Those athletes are gonna see why, right? And I think it's just addictive, man. It's just addictive, and I think that like that's what's gonna be shared when they come back to the U.S. is that same passion. What America Muay Thai should be, right? And I think that's gonna
Mm,
change.
mm,
Hmm.
mm. Yeah, I didn't make it to the last Amazing Muay Thai Festival or the I was there slightly for the WBC convention last year. I was only there for an hour or so, but or a couple of hours. And it was amazing to see, all the athletes in kind of one hotel, and exchanging exchanging sort of details, social media details, and just everybody coming together under kind of the one banner of Muay Thai. I'm looking forward to this June because I was at the one of the original ones at Lumpini. I think it was the second one, second Amazing Muay Thai Festival, and Lumpini
Technically
at
third.
Lumpini, yeah, technically third, yeah. Um, amazing to see athletes from all over the world, competing under the one banner of Muay Thai. Now, speaking about Muay Thai's global growth, obviously, the last kind of 5 to 6 years, it's exploded. I like to often talk about, end my podcast talking about the global growth of Muay Thai because I love people's different
Hmm.
perspectives on it. For you, the next 5 years, what do you think happens for Muay Thai globally?
What I hope, what I hope is that I hope that RWS is the future of the sport. I think that
Hmm.
that style, not RWS itself, but I'm talking about the platform, the
Mm,
production, and that RWS brings to the table, the fight selection, the lack of politics within the matchmaking. It doesn't affect it as much as it did in the golden area. So you have really good matches from bell to bell, right? From bell to bell, it's
mm,
exciting, and I think that's what I really want to see the growth of Muay Thai go to. Big gloves, not big gloves, but like proper Muay Thai gloves. I'm not a fan of the little glove stuff. I honestly, I think, is it good for the sport? And
mm,
it is in many ways. I think it's good in a few ways, but it's also bad for the sport. Um, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite. Uh, but I would love to see the future of the sport look like RWS. Good production,
mm,
quality matches, action, action, faster pace, um, maintaining the culture, maintaining the culture, but not diving in too much, not diving in too much where you're kind of like you're lost in the art. You know what I mean? Like the 10
mm.
minute Y cruise, it's not good for the production side of things. Um, that's what I would like to see is emphasis on the entertainment value.
Well, I think that's. I mean, from my perspective, I'm hoping that RWS, continues to be the future of Muay Thai because it certainly benefits me personally. But I agree with you. I think they're the perfect balance between tradition and contemporary Muay Thai, international standard of Muay Thai. Now, probably one last question before we go. Who's your favourite fighter?
Ooh, oh man, Nabil, Nabil. Yeah, I like Nabil.
Nabil.
I like Nabil. Yeah, I like Nabil's style. I watched Nabil fight in Hua Hin, and I
Mm-hmm.
was like thinking like, how tall is this guy? 6'4", 6'4", 6'3",
Yeah,
something like
something
that.
like that.
And 134 pounds. That's crazy. And
Yeah,
I really like his style because it brings me back to the part of Muay Thai that I actually hated is that I was always stocky. I've never, as a
yeah,
fighter, I never fought anyone my own height. Everyone I ever fought was always taller than me. And I hated that. And so watching Nabil, that brings me back to this. Watching Nabil, that brings me back to this dark place in my memories of fighting tall people. But watching him, it makes it okay. It makes it okay because he's tall, he's lanky, and it makes me feel better about losing. So I like Nabil's style a lot.
Yeah,
Tag me. Yeah.
he- he's got a lovely style, and his little brother as well is awesome as well. When he was fighting on RWS, it was lovely to see. He fought Jaguar. It was a great fight. Very technical. Jonas
From Mexico.
Jonas Anan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Jonas Anan fought Jaguar, who was Thai fighter. I think a Pet D rostered fighter. It was a great fight.
Okay.
If you get the chance, go and watch that fight. Amazing.
I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
Well, my friend, thank you very much. I know it's hard to get time to do any of these things and talk about Muay Thai, and I really look forward to hopefully catching up with you in Bangkok in June. Behind me, I don't know if you can hear, there's a storm going on. It's been like 40 degrees Celsius nearly every day, and now it's starting to absolutely pour down. So I'm just closely watching my internet connection. But thank you very much for your time, and thank you for a good conversation. It was great to learn about your personal story, the ups and the downs, building Mango Tree Muay Thai from the bottom up, and then developing some fantastic athletes. Of course, some breakthroughs like Noah Monizand, who was on the Richard Unknown circuit last year, and then, of course, up-and-comer Corey Story, who people want to check out. Definitely check her out this coming June on the Amazing Muay Thai Festival in Bangkok. Thank you, my friend. This is episode 64. Rich, where can people find you online, and where can they find the Mango Tree online?
I got 3 gyms on Oahu, and if you get on Instagram, it's easily found at the Mango Tree, and you put Kaimaki, it'll pop up right away. The Mango Tree, and then underscore, and then all 3 gyms will pop up right away. So the Mango Tree and underscore, and all 3 gyms will pop up, and you could access all of those.
Well, perfect, my friend. Thank you so much for your time. And guys, if you guys like this episode, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Go check out Rich's work. Phenomenal coach, phenomenal man as well. And thank you very much.